Konnichiwa, 私はゼロチャンネルよろしくお願いします。Today I will be doing another manga haul. I have on these gloves that to try to conceal my roughly chipped nails, but it didn't work because you can still see them. Now these are manga that I've gotten since my last manga haul, and my birthday was also in March, so I collected quite a bit then. But before I start, please feel free to punch that subscribe button, like, and give this video a comment to tell me what you think about it and any recommendations. So, without further ado, here we go. The first volume I have is a Japanese volume that I got from Kinokuniya, which is Tiger and Dragon. Tiger to Dragon. Or Tiger to Dragon. 幼馴染3人の音は群れ日和. Basically, it's a love triangle story about this girl who had a crush on a childhood friend when she was 5, and then they got separated when he moved away, and then 10 years later, without any communication, she decides to move on, but he appears from out of nowhere, and her other childhood friend who likes her had also asked her out, and she decided to consider him, but when she sees her other childhood friend that she's loved for such a long time, a crazy love story triangle ensues. This manga does not have an official English translation and is not serialized yet. The next volume that I have is Taman's B-side, Kinokuniya JP, which on the cover it is translated to "Which face does Taman have today, have now?" Basically, it's about this boy from an idol group, and the idol group is really popular, and he is too because he is basically the face of the group, the handsome, wild, and talented leader. But one day, meets this girl named Utake, and she is working at a house cleaning company to earn money, and basically they meet each other, and she realizes that he's not exactly what he portrays when he's on stage. He's a completely different person. He is basically a hikikomori, and he has no self-confidence, and he is gloomy and with no friends. So she tries to help him through that, and comedy ensues. It's also getting a serialization in October by Viz Media. So our next manga is Hiragi Senpai to Ofutari-sama, also titled as Home Sweet Home. This is about a girl changing schools due to her father's job transfers, and basically she decides to stay at her parents' house in the vision that she lives together with the daughter of her dad's boss. But that daughter turns out to be this boy from the same school as her, and so they begin living together and things like that. No, the male lead seems to be a very chill type. He's, the popular one, he's the cool one, and stuff like that. And they both have a very fluffy and cute relationship. And I also got this card when I got this from Kinokuniya. I have no idea how to tell which ones come with the cards or which ones don't, but this is a fair surprise because it has like little details about him on the front and this little comic panel on the back, and it is very cute. And I really like this series because it's just comedic and it's just a fluffy read, like if you want something calming. So there you go. Currently, Home Sweet Home does not have an English serialization. And the next one happens to be a Marriage Toxin, which is also going to get a serialization in Viz Media later this year, I believe. It is very, very pretty. I love the Japanese volume for this. Look at this. Look at this illustration. It's amazing. Now, Marriage Toxin is basically about Gero, and he's from a clan of hitmen, which have been in existence for like hundreds of years or whatever, and he's never gone to school, he's never dated, and he's basically lived a life by himself. And he considers himself to have no prospects in dating or anything like that. But when he meets this marriage swindler named May, that May tries to help him with dating and stuff like that, so he can find a partner, so that his sister doesn't have to get married and lose the love of her life for the fact of making an heir for the clan and the family. It's action-packed and it's very interesting, and sometimes it's really funny, and I think it is going to be really popular when it gets serialized, and I think a lot of people should pick it up. It is also officially available for English translation on the Manga Plus site. Ooh, okay, so this is one of my favorites right here that I've been waiting so long to get my hands on, and this is Kawani Dororaru, which is makeup with mud. Makeup with mud is it's like a drama, but it's very deep in the prospect of somebody growing into themselves and learning to do what they want instead of being, it's basically about this girl. Her name is Miku, and she is 25, and she's never learned a thing about makeup because her boyfriend Haru had always told her that he preferred her without makeup, and that if she wore makeup, then he would have a problem with her. And they live together, they're like fiancés, and they're about to get married, because after they get married, she planned to quit her job, and everyone always asked her, why doesn't she wear makeup? And it's all because of her boyfriend, and he is very toxic because he always tries to control what she does. One day she meets this cross-dressing boy named Eve, and he helps her basically learn how to grow into herself and do the things that she's always wanted to do without worrying about the control of her boyfriend. Basically, it's a story about someone worrying about what others may think of their appearance or something like that. And it's just really touching to me, even though the fiancé makes me want to punch him in the face. But you can read these chapters as you pay for them, I think, on this site called Manga Plaza. They have individual chapters there for like 99 cents, but I think it requires premium membership or something like that. But anyway, we're getting into our English volumes now. I have a volume 5 of the Apothecary Diaries, which this illustration is so pretty. But Apothecary Diaries is also getting a TV anime, and I think enough people have it now to where you might know what this is. But it's about a girl named Mama, and she, solves cases and things like that, and it's just entertaining. It's very funny at times, but it also has its ongoing plot, and it's very, very good. And our next volume is Nameless Asterism Volume 3. It took me a while to find this volume because it was sold out for a long time, but I got this one from Barnes & Noble, and they had it. And I also want to complain about Barnes & Noble being a bookstore and not like bubble wrapping their books, which is dumb, and I just feel like everybody should know that. At least the box that I got was just, they were all rolling around in the box, and I did not like that. And one of my books that I have in this video got bent, and you'll see which one it is later. Nameless Ashram was actually in my last manga haul, but it is about 3 girls in a love triangle, and then, stuff happens, very dramatic. It's only 5 volumes, but it's very entertaining, yes. The next volume is Cinderella Closet. I love Cinderella Closet. I love the male lead of Cinderella Closet. Cinderella Closet is about this girl that comes from the countryside, and she is not used to like dolling herself up, but she has a crush on this boy, and she wants to impress him or whatever, and she meets this cross-dressing boy named Haruka. Hikaru. Her name is Haruka. He helps her to try to become confident in herself, to start, upgrading her style, and to, just so she can, be confident and, try to confess to this guy, even though he ends up falling for her too. But, I think the secondary guy has the personality of a blank sheet of paper, and, I don't know why he gets on my nerves, but he does. But Hikaru has such a great personality, which he's very sarcastic, and I just really love that. But I absolutely enjoy Cinderella Closet. It's very funny, and I love the chemistry. Anyway, the next volume that we have is the Pet Detective Agency. This is a one-shot manga by Kuma. Let me tell you that this paper quality is the best paper quality that I have ever seen yet in my collection. This paper is crispy. Well, this paper is heavy duty. You could smack somebody and knock them out with this. Then again, this is just me acting a fool because I haven't had a Kuma manga before. Basically, it's about these guys who work at a supposed detective agency, but they usually end up only having cases that involve animals, so that's why it's called the Pet Detective Agency. And basically, Sako, who used to be in the police force or a detective or something like that, ends up working with this guy named Ro, who is good with animals and usually ends up bringing animals home. It is a wholesome BL one-shot read. It would have been great if this were turned into a series, but nonetheless, it was still pretty fleshed out for a one-shot manga, and I just really enjoyed it. So this one is more of a unique find. I'm pretty sure not many people have this, and it is Yuri Espoir. Yuri Espoir really surprised me on the underlying plot. Of course, it looks very like cutesy, but it also has like a darker main story. Although this is one of those mangas where like the stories are like split into different parts because it focuses on other people's relationships as well. The main character isn't really that lucky on her own story, and basically she is being forced into a marriage that she doesn't want by her father, and she has to get married after graduating high school. So with this, she basically has to witness her life ending before her eyes. And she and her friend Amami basically come up with this romance girls love sketchbook that she keeps up with before it's her time to get married. The thing with the marriage thing, and there's just a lot of like parts like in the manga where it shows you the darker sides of the main characters, and it's surprising when you get to it because it's like, wow, I didn't expect that. But it's very entertaining to read because you just want more of the main story when there's, a lot of other relationships that are in between it, but you get the gist. It's interesting. Now y'all, for the next one, I'm not even going to bother explaining it. Everybody knows, everybody should know. If you know, you know. If you don't, then you've been in the box. So I'm just going to show these, and I'm not going to say anything else about it because what else am I supposed to say? Wow, ta-da. Are you surprised yet? Okay, now the next one I believe is rather recent. It is a new manga that I picked up, and I figured that it looked cute and really fluffy looking and pretty wholesome, so I picked up Studio Apartment, Good Lighting, and Angel Included. One room, Hiyatari Futsu, Tenshi Suki. This is a manga about a high school boy living all alone, but things take an unexpected turn when a girl with wings suddenly is just asleep on his apartment balcony. Like, she is knocked out, and he kind of like lets her in and stuff like that. And he discovers that she is like a divine angel that came from heaven somehow and ended up on his balcony. So, but she's very cute and calm and fluffy, and she tries to do things for him to basically give back to him after letting her stay there. So basically for a while she becomes like his roommate, and there's also other supernaturals in this manga, and it's just a really fluffy read so far. There's nothing like really heavy, but it's cute, and I really like the art style. It's very light. Okay, so it's that time of the year, guys. You already know it's my favorite. Phantom Tales of the Night, Bakemono Yarazukushi. Phantom Tales of the Night is my favorite manga. This is volume 11. There's only one volume left because it concludes at 12 volumes. But not many people pick up the series, so I'm going to let you know that it is about an innkeeper who takes people's secrets and a bunch of supernatural beings that go in and out of the inn, or even people's spirits that go in and out of the inn. But it also revolves around an individual named Tokihitosuke, and he considers himself an ordinary high school student until he meets the owner and he discovers that he has actually been long dead. Yet with the help of owner, he can live amongst humans at the cost of being a living corpse. And despite giving the second chance, Sasuke resents the owner for turning him into quote-unquote a monster. And then in hopes of exacting revenge, he teams up with this sorcerer, so-called, whose family has spent centuries trying to banish the inn's owner. So there's a lot of things that go on in this manga. Everybody has their own story, everybody has their own reasons for doing what they do, and there are also a lot of other tie-in stories, but that might confuse you at first, but they make sense afterwards, trust me, and you'll completely get it, or maybe not, or you'll get how they tie in later on. But I love this series so much. It is dark, it has everything in it, and, you know, I just really recommend it if you want something more deep and psychological. Okay, so this next one is a series inspired by one of my favorite genres in anime and manga. It is Magical Girl Incident. Now, I have completely been waiting for this manga to come out for a while now, and I was not disappointed by the story. It is absolutely super funny. It is hilarious, actually. It is about an office worker named Hiromi Sakura, who is very tired of his office job. It's very tedious. It gets on his nerves. The people get on his nerves. And, well, one day when he's down on his luck or his confidence or something happens where he saves a child and he turns into a magical girl. Now from here things get wild and crazy, but it is totally comedic. But this manga also surprisingly has a very good amount of action in it, and it's just very entertaining all around. I really absolutely love the best friend, and he's funny on his own as well. And there's just a lot of crazy things that happen in this manga, and I really recommend it. I am sad that it is $15, but eventually I'm pretty sure this might replace Pencils and I for being the $15 mark, because I only want to collect one of those at the same time, but there we go. So the next manga that we have is Whisper Me a Love Song. It is a Yuri manga, and it is about two girls named Yuri and Himari. But Himari confesses her love after Yuri plays at the band performance at the opening ceremony of high school, and Yuri accidentally mistakes that for a love confession, even though it was a confession about her music. Simply put, it's really fluffy and wholesome. The art is amazing. I really like the art style. It's very shiny. Like, it's not just fluffy, like, it's shiny. Like, it feels like it shines even when the pages are in black and white, which is amazing. But this manga is also getting a TV anime in January of next year, I believe, and so I hope that anime also does it justice. Our last manga for this haul is something that I feel like is very dear to me, and a lot of other people that feel this way for this manga is Love the Answer, which I find interesting that the Japanese title is Kimi no sekai ni koi wa nai, which is There is no love in your world. Now I have to say right here is where I was complaining about the fact that Barnes & Noble did not package this well, and they just threw every book in the box without using bubble wrap or any paper or anything on it, and I am very annoyed because this is something that I really wanted to have in a better condition, but alas, that didn't work out. This manga is about an aro ace girl, an aromantic asexual girl. She cannot fathom the idea or the concept of romance. She has always been uncomfortable dating or being touched by her former boyfriends, and she just felt really alienated from the world because everybody always thought that this was something that shouldn't be normal and that she wasn't normal enough for them. So in the hopes of figuring herself out, Chiko enrolls in a college in Tokyo where a psychology professor she greatly admires tells her the words that she really needs to hear, which are that she does not need to fall in love. And from here, she begins to research things into herself so that she can figure out who exactly she is. And she meets a lot of other people who view affection and romance in different ways, or meet people that have the same views as her. And she just discovers a lot about herself and other people in hopes to understand herself and others. In this manga, I think it's very interesting to show how everybody deals with these types of things, how everybody views love or affection. As for me, I think that the ROAS experience has a certain lens sometimes where it's like you can look at these different romances and romantic affections and not place one above the other, because everyone feels differently and not everyone feels the same. So I really found that really heart-touching, and I mean heartwarming, but and I really hope that there are more manga like that that broaden the perspective of relationships. But here is my manga haul for July, which was actually an accumulation of the manga that I've gotten since the last manga haul, but you know what, whatever. I enjoyed showing my manga off this time, and hopefully next time I can do another one. And I think my next one will actually be my sister's, but I will film it and edit it for her, but she will be doing the voiceover. So thank you for watching. Arigatou gozaimashita. This has been JeidoChannel.i. Please like, comment, and subscribe.